Cleese just released something that talks about your brain. It's just absolute nonsense. I can't believe he was able to actually pronounce all those words correctly and not have anything make any sense. And at the very end, he points to part of it and says, and it all is right there. So don't eat one. It's after about a minute and a half of gibberish pointing to a model of the brain.
Yeah.
He's still got whatever it is. Ego, certainly.
Yeah.
One of those guys that have talented dude who's obsessed with this stuff.
Well,
That's what I like.
they all have a finely honed sense of the absurd, which is what I like about it.
It's funny when they talk about those Terry Gilliam loved it. He said it opened the door to his entire career as a director and all that stuff. And he loved working with him. He said just after a while, he stopped. When he started directing, they expected him to know everything because he was the director. He said after a while, I just kind of wanted to stop talking to him because all he did was complain.
Oh. Huh.
We were talking to John Cleese. He's like, I hate it. I hate it when it was done. We had nothing new to do. So, probably.
That could be. I mean, they did. It was like a fire hose there for a while.
It was like Saturday Night Live on the Flying Circus where they just threw stuff out and 2 or 3 of the sketches wouldn't work and then one would be a classic you remember forever, but the one before it's like, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
No.
But I still like it.
Yeah, the ones that were good were amazing.
It's crunchy for all. Well, if you took the early puppies out, it's going to be very crunchy now, would it?
Yeah.
We used to do the local bus commercials at San Antonio via Metropolitan Transit. I'm sure that was a low point in his career.
Probably had a kid in college.
Or in-ground pool and people. They were pretty good though. They were strange, but they were pretty good. Plus, it's always cool to have someone like that in the 70s right after Monty Python to do your local bus company.
Yeah.
San Antonio now.
Last year you didn't tell me that much.
Well, that carries over from last year that you
It's surprising you can remember it that long.
it was an indelible memory.
About 16 high seas.
I think you should play all the high C's today, and then afterwards tell him I got it. It's funny. Make him play the high C's.
It's probably higher than that. This is probably translated.
Yeah, but you were playing it on a stick.
Yeah, isn't the original of this in D? Wasn't the original of this in D?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably what he
Well, that was for fields.
The one that we use in the performance in the Canadian brass ones in C. And Darcy used to gripe about it because of how high it is, but she said at least it's not in D. She said when I play them in the chamber group, it's always in D. She says I actually have to prepare for that.
got to where I take stuff down because nobody else.
I'm always afraid there's some pro trumpet player out there who just happens to be listening and says, "Did you get those down?"
As we remain standing, may we pray. God of all grace, may your breath invoke upon us love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, generosity, faithfulness, and self-control. As we celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2023 of Millsaps College, we truly are grateful for this moment, for all who are gathered here and all who have made this day possible. And I invite all of God's people to say, Amen. You may be seated.
Good morning, and welcome to the 129th commencement of Millsaps College. Today is a day of celebration and recognition for the class of 2023. My name is Jay Lindsay. It is my honor to serve as the chair of the Board of Trustees of Millsaps College, and it's my pleasure to greet the entire Millsaps community today, including students, parents, brothers, sisters, families, faculty, staff, trustees, and alumni. And especially on this weekend, all the mothers in attendance. As we look back at the achievements and challenges of recent years, it's proper for us to celebrate the special character of the Millsaps community and the incredible impact of its graduates on this city, this state, and this country. Our presence here reaffirms our belief in the importance of the Millsaps education and demonstrates our support for those who work so hard to sustain this institution. So let me offer a special thanks now to the faculty, coaches, and staff that work so hard and represent the essence of Millsaps. Today, as we observe the commencement of Millsaps College, we do congratulate those students who have reached a very special juncture in their lives. But in another sense, we affirm the ongoing and time-honored foundations of the Millsaps experience, as expressed in our motto, Ad Excellentiam, the pursuit of excellence. We firmly uphold these values that have not simply endured, but set worthy goals for us every day. We recognize the unwavering purpose that guides everything that Millsaps does and stands for. And as always, we celebrate our graduates' completion of a transformative Millsaps education that bridges heart and mind, embracing both spirit and reason. These gifts bestowed by Millsaps College are a legacy of past generations that we hold in trust for students still to come. Members of the class of 2023, during your time at the college, you may have been athletes, or artists, or scientists, or linguists, believers or skeptics, or some combination of those. But today, due to your work and effort, you share the distinction of Millsaps graduate. You are well equipped, whether dealing with obstacles or opportunities, with the skills that you've been building throughout your time at Millsaps, to look critically, think independently, and act meaningfully. And you joined the many Millsaps alumni in upholding our high standards. So, graduates, our hope for you is that you remain seekers and doers with the positive energy of youth, and even more important, that you go forth as careful observers, good listeners, and insightful questioners. We are confident that you'll be involved citizens who appreciate the need for the balance between old and new, who reject simplistic or expedient one-dimensional answers, and who actively work towards common good and respect in our society. There has never been a time in the history of our nation when we depend more upon clear-minded individuals who are capable of balanced and objective decisions. Class of 2023, while today marks the conclusion of your time at Millsaps, let me note that this event is called Commencement, as it signifies not an ending, but rather the beginning of a new chapter in your lives and in ours. In marking this occasion, Millsaps College is proud of you and proud of its part in bringing you to this point in your lives and preparing you for your next steps. The trustees have a strong belief in the people and ideals that define Millsaps, embodied in each of you. We have such optimism for your future success, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I congratulate each and every one of you and wish you the very best. Today, as we recognize these graduates embarking on a new journey, we also bid farewell to our president of the past 13 years, Rob Perigin, and his wife Phoebe. Rob's embrace of Millsaps history, standards, and community, as well as his exemplary leadership and goodwill at the helm of this institution, are achievements to be saluted. We could not be more grateful for Rob's dedication, energy, and many contributions to the exceptional Millsaps story. But I'm also eager for the next chapter in our history, as we welcome Keith Dunn, who has served as an outstanding provost of the college for the past 12 years as interim president. We look forward to the positive energy that Keith brings to this role. Let me now invite Rob Perigin to the podium. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Lindsay, for coming from New York to be with us today, for your volunteer leadership as chair of the Board of Trustees, and for the very generous support you provide to Millsaps College. You are leading our governing board through one of the most interesting and challenging times in higher education, and you are doing so with wisdom, determination, and grace. Your embrace of this remarkable institution is inspiring, and your personal friendship toward Phoebe and me is meaningful beyond words. So thank you. So welcome all to this joyous celebration, and special thanks to Christ United Methodist Church and Pastor Eddie Rester, our trustee of the college, for opening this beautiful sanctuary for our commencement today. We sincerely appreciate your hospitality. Even as we celebrate the occasion here at Christ Church, I want to acknowledge the grounds crew back at campus that spent weeks preparing the bowl for this very morning, only to be rebuffed by unfavorable weather. Their hard work is remarkable and has helped the college fulfill one of the features of our vision of success, which is to be one of the most beautiful urban campuses in America. I'm sorry we can't be in the bowl today, but please join me in thanking our distant and dedicated grounds crew. They are led by Danny Neely and his colleague Coleman Bond, and we really appreciate all they do. So to all the mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, grandparents, spouses, children, and other family members and friends, I extend a very special welcome to you as well. You have shared in the educational journey of your soon-to-be graduates, and it is with deep appreciation for your support that I congratulate you too on this happy moment in your family's life. I also extend my thanks to the staff and faculty of Millsaps who have been instrumental in the extraordinary educational experience of our students. Their dedication and hard work are exemplary. On a daily basis, they live out our motto, Ad Excellentiam, which is Latin for toward excellence. Our motto reminds us always to aspire to a higher level of excellence. And as president, I owe my faculty and staff more than I can ever say. And for the final time, I want to thank our faculty in particular. You embody the spirit, devotion, and teaching excellence of our 1890 founding purposes, and you represent the very best in liberal arts and business education. Teacher, scholar, mentor, institutional servant, you give of yourself tirelessly for the benefit of our students and the well-being of our college, and I'm deeply grateful. I invite our graduates and guests to join me in applauding my faculty colleagues and their leader, Provost Keith Dunn. Speaking of our faculty leader, I'll take this opportunity to congratulate and express thanks to Provost Dunn, my dear friend, for his upcoming role as interim president of Millsaps. He will lead with vision and prudence, strength and deference, confidence and humility. Believe me, Millsaps is trading up with Keith's service as president next year, and the institution could not be in better hands. Now to the class of 2023, both undergraduate and graduate members. Like your family and friends here today, we at Millsaps are proud of you and pleased to honor you as you commence with the next chapter of your bright and promising lives. While your collegiate or graduate school chapter comes to an end, Millsaps will always be part of your story, and you will always be part of hers. One part of this shared story with the undergraduates amongst you were the dinners that Phoebe and I hosted for first-year students, planned for groups of 10 or 12 every Monday and Tuesday night for the first 10 weeks you were on campus in the fall of 2019. We have the happiest memories of those dinners, including the first dinner when only Gracie Singleton showed up. I guess word got out that it wasn't so bad after all, because as the semester went on, the crowds grew larger and larger, and soon some of our students were coming back for a second and third time. We've loved watching you all grow and flourish in the years since then, since those dinners at the President's house. Thinking back to the fall of 2019, I recently looked at the remarks I made at the opening convocation in that fall of 2019, your first semester. After first thanking you for entrusting your educational experience to those of us at Millsaps, I said this: I welcome you at a time of much excitement about new beginnings at Millsaps. New beginnings related to both how we teach and learn and where we teach and learn. Now, of course, the where at my comment was pretty obvious. A large part of the teaching and learning would take place in two new and newly renovated spaces, the Selby and Richard McRae Christian Center and the Wingate Visual Arts Center. At a cost of over $22 million, every penny of which was donated by friends and alumni of the college, these buildings helped transform the west side of campus and added fantastic new spaces for our students, faculty, and staff. With state-of-the-art classrooms, lecture halls, art studios, seminar rooms, courtyards, a glorious chapel, and numerous student-focused lounge areas, these buildings provide the kind of space that you, our students, so richly deserve. So there was much excitement in the fall of 2019 about where we would teach and learn. There was also excitement about important developments about how we would teach and learn in the future. In a message to our faculty and staff before the 2019 convocation, I highlighted three elements of Millsaps' experience for the years ahead. First, while reinforcing the strength and integrity of our liberal arts and business curriculum, we would double down on engaged and experiential learning. I said that learning to do and doing to learn would be a hallmark of the Millsaps experience and would be clearly reflected in our educational experience. Second, pathways to career opportunities for students would be supported by advances in our academic and extracurricular programs. I noted that our educational experience should reinforce the intrinsic and extrinsic values of higher education in the 21st century. That is, the experience should promote both the deeply personal and instrumental value of higher education. And third, I emphasize our commitment to producing informed, participatory, and empathetic citizens as key to our mission and Wesleyan tradition and vital to democracy and to the larger society. In developing citizens for the common good, we would reinforce the importance of freedom of thought and expression and expand efforts to engage a diverse and inclusive range of ideas for the betterment of our students and the betterment of our community. These three elements of the Millsaps experience, experiential learning, pathways to careers, and informed and empathetic citizenship, would become standout features of how we teach and learn in the years ahead. And I believe we have increasingly lived into this commitment over the past 4 years. But if I had known then what I know now, I would have added a fourth feature to how we teach and learn. That fourth feature would have been something along the lines of leveraging adversity to create new ways of teaching and learning to produce students of strength, character, and hope. A little more than 6 months after my opening convocation remarks, you all left for spring break, undergraduates and graduates alike, and you did not return because of COVID restrictions. You finished out the semester in virtual arrangements that completely redefined how we taught and learned. And when you did return to campus in the fall of 2020, it was under the strangest of circumstances. Masked, socially distanced, sanitized. As we adjusted to new forms of how to teach and learn, indeed, we adjusted to new forms of how to relate to one another, how to live, how to belong. Through the following years, from a global health pandemic and frequent water outages that impacted our physical campus and community, to tragedies at our doorstep and in our civic life that impacted our emotional state, you, the class of 2023, have experienced and been witness to some of the most challenging events and conditions in modern history. Yet, teaching and learning continued at Millsaps. You persevered. You kept the faith. You insisted on continuing your educational experience and making the best of whatever circumstances befell you. You showed resilience and steadfastness. But knowing you as I do, knowing our faculty as I do, and staff, knowing the legacy and strength of this place that is renowned for changing lives, I don't really think of your experience as having been defined simply by resilience and endurance in the face of adversity. You've been more than resilient. You have flourished. You've been hopeful and joyous. You have helped and encouraged each other and supported the institution and our community in a transformative way, even as you, individually, have been transformed. And in this vein, I return in this, my last commencement at Millsaps, to a word about the educational experience here that I shared in my inaugural speech in the fall of 2010, 13 years ago, which seems like yesterday. I said then, and I believe even more now, that Millsaps is a modern example of the classical model of education as transformation offered by the Greek philosopher Plato. In his famous work, The Republic, written around 380 BC, Plato analogized the philosophical and educational process to an arduous journey in which, through reason and revelation, and with the compelling assistance of a wise and principled teacher, a person makes her or his way out of the shadows of pretentious illusions, of a cave, into a world where genuine beauty and justice are found, and where a transcendent reality existing before and behind all things becomes known. Plato says of this transformative experience, quote, "This is not then the twirling of a shell, but the turning of the soul around from a day which is like night to true day." With its tradition of intellectual freedom and academic excellence, its faith and spiritual heritage, its strong sense of community and the importance of human relationships, and its abiding belief in the importance of the heart and mind in teaching and learning, Millsaps exemplifies the claim that higher education is not merely the twirling of a shell, in Plato's words, something inconsequential, but rather the transformation and turning of the soul, the heart and mind, around from a day which is like night to true day. And you, my friends, are the embodiment of that transformation. Well, it's spring 2023. It's time for you to graduate, time to leave. But a big part of you, a big part of your heart and mind will always remain at Millsaps, even as a part of Millsaps will always remain with you. The end of your collegiate or graduate school years at Millsaps, your graduation, is really a beginning. That's why we call it commencement. A beginning of the next chapter in your promising lives. And the beginning and ending are always bound together. As T.S. Eliot writes in his poem, Four Quartets, quote, "What we call the beginning is often the end. And to make an end is to make a beginning. The end is where we start from." Today, you and I start a new chapter from this end. It's been my highest privilege and greatest pleasure to serve as president during your time as Millsaps. I shall hold you, the class of 2023, with fondest thoughts, and like you, will leave a big part of my heart here, even as I take a big part of Millsaps with me in my next chapter. This end is where we all start from. God bless you.
The Founders Medal is presented to the graduating senior who has the highest grade point average for the entire four-year course of study completed at Millsaps College and who has earned a grade of excellent on comprehensive exams. Last year, we had 5 students in the class of 2022 who earned the Founders Medal, the first time in the history of the college that this many students accomplished the feat. Today, for the first time since 1987, we have 4 graduating seniors who have achieved this status. What an amazing testimony to their hard work, as well as to the support and guidance provided by the Millsaps family. As I read their names, I would ask them to come to the stage. Please join me in welcoming our 4 Founders Medalists for 2023. Claire Catherine Howard, Bachelor of Science in Biology. Anne Margaret Miller, Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry. Yuko Nagawa, Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy and Bachelor of Science in Government and Politics, and Gracie Lee Singleton, Bachelor of Arts in Greek and Roman Studies and Bachelor of Arts in Sociology, Anthropology. Please join me in congratulating our Founders Medalists. Each year, the winner of the Founders Medal addresses the graduating class with multiple winners again this year, all worthy of celebration for their remarkable achievements. One student has been invited to speak on behalf of all who have met the criteria for the Founders Medal. I am proud to introduce this year's Founders Medal speaker, Yuko Nagawa.
It's an honor to be representing Claire Howard, Margaret Miller, Gracie Singleton, and the class of 2023 today. I imagine that every student before me who has given this speech has struggled with what to say, and I am no different. Part of the difficulty is that with 175 graduates, the experiences and achievements that this class has accomplished at Millsaps are many and varied, and it is impossible for me to touch on all of them. Some of us stand here today having worked multiple jobs throughout college, balancing a demanding academic schedule on top of work. Some of us have produced and presented original academic research, participated in prestigious internships, led campus organizations, traveled and trained in sports, or volunteered to give back to our community. All of us have navigated college life through the turbulence of the pandemic, online learning, and various water crises in Jackson. So if there's one thing that I'd like to say to the class of 2023, it is that we should all be proud of ourselves as we stand here and receive our diplomas today. It has not been an easy 4 years, and I hope that we can also celebrate the things that we've done outside of academics. As athletes, Greeks, writers and actors and artists, as volunteers and members of the community, we all have many things to be proud of today. As a major in the social sciences, I'm often asked, so can you get a job with that? And as we can see with our professors, at least some of us can. At any rate, it's a concern that I think all of us here share, faced with the uncertainties of postgraduate life. But I also believe that regardless of what we majored in, and regardless of whether we are continuing on to further education or heading straight to the workforce, we are all equipped with the skills and drive needed to succeed. We will no doubt face challenges and failures in our future paths, but as we have demonstrated over the past 4 years, we have the ability to persevere and a love of learning that will allow us to grow and rise to the challenge. Of course, we could hardly have achieved what we did and become the people that we are today without the support of the Millsaps community. On behalf of the class of 2023, I'd like to thank our professors for cheering us on in our academic and extracurricular pursuits, for holding us to high standards, and for always pushing us to become better critical thinkers. Sometimes critical feedback can be hard to hear, especially from professors whom you hold in high esteem. But their guidance is crucial into making us into better scholars. For example, Dr. Gorham, reading your comment that the argument in my paper had a serious endogeneity problem was difficult to hear, but it did mean that I became annoyingly proficient at pointing out the endogeneity problems in my siblings' arguments. Our successes at Millsaps and beyond are a testament to the efforts of our professors. We are also indebted to the staff at Millsaps, who work year-round so that we may focus on being students. The staff who prepare our meals and clean our classrooms and dorms, thank you. The staff who manage our library and technological support, and the administrators who organize our records, thank you. The staff who run our bookstore and post office and maintain the infrastructure on campus, thank you. Millsaps would not exist without your efforts. Finally, I'd like to thank our families, friends, and classmates for their support, whether it be by lending a sympathetic ear to our woes about procrastinating, forming an academic community so that we can learn from one another, or coming to our aid in our times of need. Thank you, for example, to Trey Clark for picking me up when I was stranded off campus despite being in the middle of a work shift. Thank you also to Natalie Johnson for walking across campus at 11 p.m. to help me kill a cockroach in my room. College has been a transformative experience, and we've grown as scholars and as people. In 10 years, we may not remember the finer details of postmodernist theory, but the core lessons and experiences that we've had will no doubt remain with us. Thank you to everyone who has made our Millsaps experience what it was, and congratulations again to the class of 2023. Thank you.
I have made a grave error. It says right in the instructions, Keith Dunn awards the Founders Medals to each student, but it's not too late. It'll give us an opportunity to congratulate our 4 finalists again, and we can get the picture that we were supposed to get right over here. So if our Founders Medalists would return to the stage, I'll give you your actual award this time. Okay, this is a little tricky to do it without disrupting that. Sorry about that. And now we need to go back to get a picture. Congratulations. In keeping with our focus on student excellence, and to acknowledge the important role that writing plays in our curriculum, we recognize the recipient of this year's Frank and Rachel Ann Laney Award. The Laney Award is given to the graduating senior who has written the finest essay reflecting the value of a Millsaps liberal arts education. The winning paper will be required reading for incoming first-year students and new faculty this fall. The award was established in honor of Frank and Rachel Ann Laney as a tribute to their commitment to excellence in higher education. At this time, I would ask all of the finalists for this year's Laney Award to please stand and remain standing as I call out your name. The finalists for the 2023 Laney Award are Shane Cockrell, Claire Howard, Margaret Miller, Ridge Murphy, Alyssa Navarre, Yuko Nagawa, Abby Ott, Gracie Singleton, Isabella Sewell, and Rose Ward. Please give them a round of applause. It is now my pleasure to invite this year's Laney Award winner to the stage to read an excerpt from their essay entitled, How a Pope Led Me to Millsaps. Claire Howard, will you please come forward to receive the 2023 Laney Award?
As Dean Dunn stated, this is just an excerpt from my reading. In addition to the various on-campus activities I became active in, I made a conscious effort to understand Jackson itself, which is why I applied for off-campus internships and jobs. One position in particular facilitated my interest in social justice, my internship at Murrah High School. Growing up in Alaska, I was educated about segregation, but I did not fully comprehend the lasting issues that stemmed from segregation. In my hometown, Anchorage, almost everyone attends public school. In addition, Anchorage is also home to the 3 most diverse high schools in the nation, which surprises many people who are not familiar with the demographics of the city. All of my Millsaps friends who are from Jackson informed me Jackson public schools are dismal, and families who can afford private schools choose to leave the public school system. This creates a cycle of injustice, as most of the families left are poor and Black. I knew I wanted to delve deeper into this important issue, so I turned to Dr. DeZutter for guidance. She connected me with an English teacher at Murrah, and this is the first time I truly felt I understood the disparities that Blacks face in Mississippi. As I walked through the halls of Murrah, I became aware I was the only non-Black individual. In addition, everything was falling apart. There was water leaking through the roof, and none of the sinks in the bathrooms worked properly. Although it was clear the school was lacking necessary funding, I was impressed by the quality of instruction and the engagement from the students. There are so many wonderful students and teachers in the school district, and the bad reputation which many individuals hold regarding the school district is simply untrue. My spark of interest in social justice grew to become an utter explosion from this internship, and I eventually completed my honors thesis on the issue of education disparity in Jackson, with Dr. DeZutter serving as my advisor. Dr. DeZutter also encouraged me to apply to 2 additional positions, a teaching fellowship at the Mississippi Museum of Art and a tutoring position at a nonprofit, Mission Acceleration. Initially, I was very reluctant about accepting the internship at the Mississippi Museum of Art, since I had not even taken an art class in Millsaps. However, a few weeks after starting the internship, I realized it was not necessary for me to have a deep knowledge about art as long as I was able to use critical thinking skills, which Millsaps fosters. In this role, I encourage young public school students in Jackson to expand their beliefs on what the artists are trying to convey in their art. As most of the art in the museum depicts life in Mississippi, it fills me with joy when the students are able to see themselves in these pieces. Only at Millsaps would I have been able to have this incredible opportunity, as a non-Millsaps professor would never have encouraged a biology major to apply for an internship of this nature. Thank you.
It's now my pleasure to introduce to you Harvey Fizer, Dean of the L School of Management, Professor of Business Law, and Selby and Richard D. McRae, Chair of Business Administration. Harvey?
Good morning. It is my privilege to acknowledge 2 of this year's most outstanding graduate students. The Outstanding Master of Accountancy Award for 2023 goes to Caroline Frances Sampson. Caroline, would you come forward, please? Caroline earned her Bachelor of Business Administration in Accounting from Millsaps last year and has continued with us to earn her Master of Accountancy. She is the recipient of a Millsaps College Second Century Scholarship and the MS CPA Edward A. DeMiller Jr. Graduate Scholarship. As an undergraduate, she served as president of Sigma Lambda Service Honor Society, vice president of community service with Kappa Delta Sorority, and was involved in the Millsaps Wellspring Living Learning Community. She also completed an audit internship with Carr, Riggs, and Ingram accounting firm. The L School of Management is pleased to recognize Carolyn Sampson as the Outstanding Master of Accountancy graduate for 2023. The Charles Sewell Award is presented each year to the outstanding Master of Business Administration graduate. This year's recipient is Taylor K. Weintritt. Taylor, would you come forward? Taylor earned her Bachelor of Business Administration last year here at Millsaps with a double major in Business Administration and Economics. She graduated with a 4.0 GPA and was recognized on the President's List and the Dean's List in all 4 years of her undergraduate studies. Taylor was an active member of the Millsaps community as well as the community beyond our campus. She served as Vice President of Standards and Vice President of Finance for the Kappa Delta sorority, as Chair of the Millsaps Honor Council, and as Treasurer of Omicron Kappa. She is a member of the Beta Gamma Sigma Business Honorary Society, Millsaps Young Democrats, Millsaps Rotaract, and the Millsaps Investment Club. She was also a Women's Foundation Legislative Fellow in the spring of 2021, where she worked with Representative Shonda Yates in the Mississippi Legislature, researching and tracking bills through the legislative session. As she completes her Master of Business Administration degree, Taylor is also employed as an associate with Resolute Wealth Strategies here in Jackson, Mississippi. The Elt School of Management is pleased to recognize Taylor K. Weintritt as the Charles Sewell Outstanding Master of Business Administration graduate for the 2023. And we are equally pleased to ask her to address this graduating class.
Thank you, Dr. Pfizer. I really appreciate it. All those kind words. Ad excellentiam. Ad excellentiam is not just Millsaps' motto, but it is a way of life that will act as a shining light in guiding us in our futures. Good morning, students, faculty, friends, and family. I am so honored and humbled to receive the Distinguished Graduate Award and speak on behalf of the Millsaps Master's candidates of 2023. As business and accounting master's students, I think I can speak for everyone and say we're not known for our speech writing abilities, especially me. But what is so incredible about Millsaps is that they encourage us to do it anyway. When I think of excellence, I can look upon my classmates and professors to find the qualities needed to be excellent in all ways of life. Things like perseverance, dedication, discipline, adaptability, knowledge. Even just being there to give a helping hand. No matter if the master's program was your 5th year or your 1st year at Millsaps, we were taught that a true transformative education is not just homework, quizzes, tests, and exams, but it is expanding your mind, opening yourself to new ideas, finding interest in things that may not have interested you before, to strive for excellence in whatever you set out to accomplish. It's about having an intellectual curiosity and the pursuit of lifelong learning. We were also taught that we are not just defined by our careers, whether that be a lawyer, a teacher, an engineer, a doctor, or an entrepreneur, but that we are whatever we choose to be. I never thought that I could learn about the mathematics of Renaissance art in Italy, become an expert on the Beatles, act as a legislative intern in the Mississippi House of Representatives, learn what it means to be a transformative leader, or discover what determines our identities as human beings in a seemingly never-ending and diverse world. But that is what Millsaps has given us. The ability to explore ourselves and our interests and realize that we are our experiences, not just our job titles. If I had any advice to give, it would be to embrace the uncomfortable, welcome it even. Moving away from the comfort of home, surrounded by friends and family, to a new state, not knowing a soul, and starting a new adventure alone was the scariest opportunity I ever undertook. But I welcomed it. I knew I needed to be challenged. I even knew then that discomfort was vital to my growth. I didn't know if I'd fail, find a passion, make friends, or find a home here. but Millsaps gave me the chance to take a challenging and uncomfortable situation and turn it into a multitude of amazing experiences and opportunities that will stay with me for the rest of my life. Nothing turned out how I thought it would be, but fully embracing the unknown and taking on challenging opportunities as they came was worth everything. And now, as we are facing the unknown and uncomfortable future ahead of us, we need to be brave, utilize our friends, family, faculty, and everything we learned during our time here to be excellent. I want to take this opportunity to thank all the Millsaps faculty and staff for your help in developing the future leaders you see here today. Personally, I want to thank everyone who got me here today. There are so many students and professors I could name, but if I ever had a class or even a passing conversation with you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Paul Thomas was our incredible speaker last year, so I did not get the chance to thank my undergraduate professors that I felt went above and beyond in giving me an impactful education. Dr. James Boley, Dr. Emily Nicholson, Dr. Blakely Fender, Dr. Patrick Taylor, and Professor Jared Hardy. I also want to thank all of the L School professors for working tirelessly to succeed in giving us the best educations possible. I want to thank Mr. Jim Coggin for honoring me with the Allison Coggin Lee Scholarship to pursue my MBA. And I especially want to thank my friends and family, especially my mom, Terry, and my two sisters, Blair and Blake, for dealing with all my meltdowns and proofreading all my papers. There are no words that could truly convey my thanks, but none of this would have been possible without your love and support. I am eternally grateful. I also want to thank my bosses and coworkers, Warwick, Phil, Michael, and Margaret, for dealing with the exact same thing. I am so grateful to have them as my mentors. Finally, I want to encourage my fellow graduates to do the same, and thanking everyone who got you here today. So, if you're looking for inspiration and guidance in your future, look no further than in this very room. Embrace discomfort and embody ad excellentiam. Thank you for this honor, and congratulations to the 2023 graduates.
Each spring, the college recognizes many of its students at the Awards Day Assembly. The Millsaps chapters of Phi Beta Kappa and Beta Gamma Sigma, two of the most prestigious academic honoraries in the nation, also elect members from the graduating class. At this time, we would like to call your attention to the awards and honors page in your program and to recognize those students who were inducted into Phi Beta Kappa and Beta Gamma Sigma. Would those graduates please rise and accept our congratulations? Thank you. One final student award remains. At this time, I call upon Dean Megan James, the Dean of Students, to confer the 2023 Fortenberry Award.
Good morning. It is my honor today to announce this year's recipient of the Don Fortenberry Award. This award is named after a beloved member of the Millsaps College community, the Reverend Dr. Don Fortenberry. Reverend Fortenberry is a proud Millsaps graduate and served as the college chaplain for 32 years. Reverend Fortenberry set the foundation for our vision of creating a campus environment that fosters close personal relationships, an empathetic understanding of others, and a deep sense of belonging. We are honored that Reverend Fortenberry is with us today in person. Will the community please join me in a round of applause to thank Reverend Fortenberry for his dedication and service to Millsaps College. The Don Fortenberry Award is presented each year to one graduating senior who is considered to have performed the most diligent and devoted service to the Millsaps community while anticipating no recognition and no remittance. It is my great pleasure to announce that this year's award winner of the Fortenberry Award is Abby Ann Ott. Abby, please come forward. All right, I told Abby that she's going to have to stand here while I say a few things about all that she has done during her time at Millsaps. So during her time at Millsaps, Abby served in the admissions office as a presidential ambassador, welcoming prospective students and families to campus by giving tours and participating in numerous visit day. She has been a significant contributor to the fraternity and sorority community, having served as vice president of community service for Kappa Delta sorority. In this role, she worked to engage the chapter with the local Jackson area community, and she led the way in fundraising for the chapter's philanthropic endeavors. Abby also served as president of Omicron Delta Kappa and treasurer of Order of Omega. She is an active member of the Canterbury Club and was recently named ODK's Circle Leader of the Year. She has truly been an outstanding leader during her 4 years. According to one classmate, Abby is someone you see all over campus contributing to the success of Millsaps. She has served in so many organizations to help strengthen the student experience for the entire Millsaps community. She does so without seeking recognition or honors for her work. Abby approaches all things with a caring, diligent, compassionate, and humble spirit. In the community, Abby has been a volunteer for numerous charitable organizations, including Stew Pot Community Services and the American Heart Association. She has also been a camp counselor at Camp DeSoto, where she has mentored 7th and 9th grade young women. Academically, Abby maintained a high standard of excellence, having been named to Phi Beta Kappa, Alpha Epsilon Delta, Phi Eta Sigma Honor Societies. She participated in undergraduate research with faculty in the psychology department and engaged in shadowing experiences with the Alaskan Therapy Group and Magnolia Speech School. Please join me again in congratulating the 2023 recipient of the Fortenberry Award, Abby Ott.
I am now pleased to announce the award for the 2023 Millsaps College Distinguished Professor. The award recognizes faculty members who inspire students through their excellence as teachers and whose writing and research are of the highest quality and serve to enhance their teaching and their students' learning. The difficulty of selecting the winner of this award each year never diminishes. If anything, it increases. The faculty of Millsaps College personify the very best of their disciplines. Their commitment to students goes well beyond the classroom as they share their talents and dedication in supporting individual students and their professional growth and development. I am grateful for everything they do every day, every year, to help shape hearts and minds for leadership in the world around us. I'm always honored by the privilege to stand here and announce the winner of this Distinguished Professor Award. The individual we recognize this year has set a standard for engagement, teaching, leading, and ongoing scholarship. In fact, the author of one nomination letter wrote, "I cannot think of a more deserving professor for this Distinguished Professor Award in the past 30 years. The scope of work of this professor over the years has been, for a better word, dazzling. She arrived on campus as a PhD in education with a specialization in learning sciences, as well as a Master of Arts in theater and performance studies. She is now in the process of completing clinical hours to finalize a Master of Education in Dyslexia Therapy. She has taught in 4 separate departments: education, psychology, theater, and communication studies in 2 different divisions, sciences and arts and humanities. During the 2020-21 academic year, while the world and Millsaps were still reeling with the effects of a global pandemic, she taught courses in education, theater, and psychology. She also directed our theater program and productions during the 21-22 academic year. In this current academic year, she taught courses in education, communication studies, and psychology. In both of those years, she received commendation in teaching, not because of the sheer workload, but because of the quality of her work. Here at Millsaps, we stress the importance of experiential learning. This professor lives fully into that discipline and is a leader in the development of community-engaged learning courses, regularly developing and teaching 1 or 2 CEL courses each semester. As she teaches her students, she also finds time to continue in her own scholarship. The author of a soon-to-be-released edited volume, a peer-reviewed article, and 8 peer-reviewed book chapters, her work is recognized globally for its impact on education, particularly in early childhood. One advance review of the upcoming book, for which this professor authored 3 papers, had this to say: "A beautiful example of think globally, act locally. This volume offers important opportunities for teachers, researchers, and policymakers to learn from one another about how education can support children's democratic participation now and in the future." This professor's work is impacting students from the time they first set foot in a classroom to the time they are prepared to walk across a stage like this. What an amazing and lifelong impact, both for the students and the world in which they will lead. As one nominator wrote, "I do not think there has been a faculty member in the last 2 decades that has even come close to her level of teaching versatility." For her dedication to ongoing scholarship, for being a seemingly endless source of energy for her students and colleagues, for service across multiple departments and divisions, and for her constant commitment to shaping minds of excellence, I am proud to present the 2023 Distinguished Professor Award to Dr. Stacy DeZutter. And now for the moment we've all been waiting for. President Perigin, it is my honor to present the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Business Administration, and Bachelor of Science following the fall 2022 and spring 2023 terms. These students have completed the prescribed course of study, have passed the required examinations, and are presented to you with the recommendation of the faculty for the conferring of the appropriate degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and with the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon each of you the degree as what may be appropriate and declare that you are entitled to all rights, privileges, and amenities thereunto.
We need to rewind about 90 seconds or so. I promise in my 13th year I will get this right. Will the candidates for graduation for the bachelor's degrees following the fall 2023 and spring 2023 terms please rise as able? President Perigin, I present the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Business Administration, and Bachelor of Science following the fall 2023 and spring 2023 terms.
Now, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, and with the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon each of you the degree as may be appropriate and declare that you are entitled to all rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereunto.
Kaylee Renee Albright.
Timothy Alexander.
Austin John Arsenault.
Megan Ann Othament.
Olivia Catherine Baldwin.
Katie Suzanne Bargender.
Lindsay Carlette Nicole Barrett.
Prarthana Bhatia.
Megan Elizabeth Bickman.
Chloe Elizabeth Biscari.
Macy Lee Blansett.
Taylor Alexandria Brown.
Madeline Eileen Burke, distinction, summa cum laude, with honors in communication studies.
Kayla Marie Bush.
Christopher Butler.
Devin Marie Caldwell, distinction, cum laude.
Abby Rose Camp.
Riley Ashland Charlet, summa cum laude.
Larry Trey Clark III, distinction. Distinction, magna cum laude, with honors in creative writing.
Charles Cooper Clevenger, distinction, cum laude.
Shane Cockrell.
Chloe Makira Kolar.
Regan Claire Cooper.
Samuel Scott Cooper.
Kaylee Renee Copeland, distinction, cum laude.
Brady Cersei Davis.
Ronnie Lynn DeFelicibus, distinction, cum laude.
Hannah Elise Derwin, distinction, summa cum laude.
Emily Ann Dickey.
Jacob McGavick Dickinson VI, distinction, magna cum laude.
Clinton Brooks Dooley.
Stormy Lee Dunaway, distinction, cum laude.
Daniel Garin Dice.
Charlie Robert Ellery, distinction, summa cum laude.
Riley Alexis Ely.
Montrell D'Angelo Felix.
Daniel Todd Field.
Ashley Lauren Finch.
Mackenzie Ray Fleming.
James Roger Franks III.
Camille Love Fremont.
Thomas Francis Gaffney V.
Jacob Scott Galatis.
Sela Alicia Galliano.
Avery Mackenzie Grantham.
Wallace Beach Groom.
Kradik Gupta.
Catherine Grace Hare.
Kamari Xavier Hamer.
Isabel Christian Habert, distinction, cum laude with honors in history.
Kells Nelson Heck, distinction, cum laude.
Alexandra Ann Hicks, distinction, cum laude.
David Thompson Hobbs III, distinction, cum laude.
Jalen Jamal Holman.
Taj Amar Horn.
Claire Catherine Howard, distinction, summa cum laude with honors in education.
Hamilton Wesley Jackson.
Jaquanda Kanizer Elaine Jackson.
Asia Kiera Johnson.
Jaslyn Caprice Johnson.
Briasha Faith King.
Powers Lamb, distinction, summa cum laude.
Alicia Marie Lartigue, distinction, cum laude.
Mackenzie Arcturia Laster, distinction, cum laude.
Joshua Larry Laurent.
Landry Jules Lemoyne.
Andrew Lee Lott, distinction, summa cum laude, with honors in mathematics.
Julia Elizabeth Lott, distinction, magna cum laude.
Sarah Grace Lowry, distinction, magna cum laude.
Kylie Angel Martin, distinction, cum laude.
Hannah Jane Noel Matke, distinction, magna cum laude.
Ryan Elizabeth McDougall.
Dylan Christopher McFarland, distinction, magna cum laude.
Sean Thomas McInnes, distinction, magna cum laude.
Amber McLaurin.
Josie Ruth McReynolds, distinction, magna cum laude.
Lydia Zinabizu Milakan, distinction, summa cum laude.
Anne Margaret Miller, distinction, summa cum laude.
Michael Montgomery, distinction, magna cum laude.
Ridge Anthony Murphy, distinction, cum laude.
Alyssa K. Navar, summa cum laude.
Delta Claire Newman, distinction, cum laude.
Caleb Andrew Newton.
Yuko Nagawa, distinction, summa cum laude.
Abigail Ann Ott, distinction, summa cum laude.
Lara Lise Parrish, distinction, cum laude.
Viraj Vishnu Patel.
Mason Elliott Peavy, distinction, summa cum laude with honors in philosophy.
Grace Marie Peters, distinction, summa cum laude.
Thomas Scott Benefield Fath.
Samuel Joseph Pete, distinction, cum laude.
Rashaylin A. Rice.
Victoria Ann Richard, distinction, summa cum laude, with honors in English literature.
James Lewis Riley, distinction, summa cum laude.
Chase Christopher Robertson.
Mary Linda Shank, distinction, magna cum laude.
Nicholas Gerard Shanklin.
Emily Michelle Sims.
Gracie Lee Singleton, distinction, summa cum laude.
Joshua Israel Smith, distinction, summa cum laude.
Taylor Olivia Smith, distinction, cum laude.
Sarah Allen Snelson, distinction, summa cum laude.
Isabel Basilia Stierwald.
Hannah Isabella Sewell, distinction, magna cum laude with honors in creative writing.
Samuel Carter Talbot, distinction, magna cum laude with honors in history.
Mary Lee Tebby, distinction, cum laude.
Moise Nikieti Serene Tezo.
Naira Acacia Thomas.
Caleb Joseph Thompson, distinction, summa cum laude.
Trevor Anthony Vaccaro.
Christine Rose Ward, distinction, summa cum laude with honors in chemistry, sorry.
Bailey Christian Watkins, distinction, magna cum laude with honors in biology.
Doug Watson.
William Harris Weber.
Brian Levi Westfall.
Chayton Lee Willis, distinction, magna cum laude.
Worth Wade Wilsey, distinction, magna cum laude.
Carol Maya Wiltshire, distinction, cum laude.
Ryan Gavin Winston.
Alexandra Diane Wright, distinction, magna cum laude.
Tanmay Premad Yenge.
Amelia Savarik.
We do want to recognize one particular graduate from the class of 2023 this morning. Amelia Savarik came to Millsaps last fall as an exchange student and has spent her entire senior year at Millsaps. Today, we celebrate her work and acknowledge her graduation with a licence des arts du spectacle from the University of Franche-Comté in Besançon, France. Toutes nos félicitations, Amelia. We wish you all the best.
Please be seated. Will the candidates for the degrees of Master of Business Administration and Master of Accountancy following the fall 2022 and spring 2023 terms please rise? Oh my goodness.
That's the group.
She was supposed to be the last. Okay. Let's go get these. Okay, so how do we get back? How do we roll this one back?
Finish with that group.
My apologies once again. Have a seat. I thought we were finished with our bachelor's degrees. My apologies to those who have been waiting in the wings. We're coming back to you now.
John David Beckham, Jr.
Branyan A. Bounds.
Brianna Justine Blunt.
Thomas Gabriel Brooks.
You can say
Rodriguez Bush.
Troy Anthony Bush, Jr.
Amber Nicole Clark.
Ian Thomas Ellerbrock.
Hannah Clay King.
Christian Autumn Palmer.
Victoria Alyssa Morgan Patrick.
Kritin Udith.
Brandon Mitchell Wisensee.
James Wilson Wood.
Amber Cornell.
Amaya LeMay Lamar.
Christian Pittman, distinction, magna cum laude.
Mary Cecile Ranager.
This is right. Will the candidates for the degrees of Master of Business Administration and Master of Accountancy following the fall 2022 and spring 2023 terms please rise? President Perigin, it is my honor to present the candidates for the degrees of Master of Business Administration and Master of Accountancy. These students have completed the prescribed course of study, have passed the required examinations, and are presented to you with the recommendation of the faculty for the conferring of the appropriate degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and with the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon each of you the degree as may be appropriate and declare that you are entitled to all rights, privileges, and amenities pertaining thereunto.
Henry Baxter Atkins.
Carson James Doles.
Stephen Coleman Frank.
Faith Alexandria Gilmore.
Ryan Austin Harp.
Christian Nicholas Hart.
Nicholas Kai Hayes.
Walter Leroy Johnson, Jr.
Alyssa Michaela Jolly.
Carter Austin Jones.
John Roland Kimball.
Candace Megason King.
Jerry Nicholas Leonard. Onyx Simone Magno Hester. Onyx Simone Magno Hester.
Avery Evans Nicholas.
Nicholas Chukuma Ojantu.
Sarah Robinson Peeler.
James Austin Ramey.
Brenda Antoinette Reed.
Alicia Michelle Rhymes.
Jackson James Rousseau.
Caroline Frances Sampson.
Sarah Scott Sellers.
Geetika Sharma.
Taylor K. Weintritt.
Should I check? I think we've been through all of the graduates. Let's give a round of applause for all of our graduates. I think so. we recognized all of our graduates. Is that correct? Some twice, but we did get everyone. Okay, great. It is now my pleasure to introduce you to Trey Vernacey, class of 2016, and president of the Millsaps Young Alumni Board. Trey?
Greetings to the class of 2023. Let me be among the first to welcome you to the Millsaps alumni community. No matter your post-graduation plans, Millsaps alumni have gone before you and are ready to assist you. I encourage you to find alumni connections wherever you go. Even though after today you will no longer live, work, or study together within Millsaps walls, you will forever be connected to this place you've called home. Forever connected to this place that has pushed you, even while nurturing you. Forever connected to this place where you have met people who will be with you for the rest of your lives. I graduated in 2016. I met my wife at Millsaps College, who was a 2017 graduate, and all of my closest friends were people I met at Millsaps and continue to live with today and work with today, and they're folks that I see regularly. Take a look around you at your fellow graduates. Value and trust these relationships. Technology gives you the advantage to remain better connected through your lives, and Millsaps Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and the MBetch alumni networking site will help you stay in touch. Millsaps has asked a lot of you academically, in leadership, and in service. You and your families have made a sacrifice for you. You and your families have made a sacrifice for you to be here, and this investment will pay dividends for generations. As you embark on new endeavors, your continued investment of talent, energy, and resources in this institution will continue to serve you and your fellow classmates and generations of students who will follow you as alumni. Following the alma mater and the benediction, the platform party and the faculty will recess. After the recessional, I will lead you in traditional tossing of the caps as one final note of celebration. The tossing of the caps will signify the closing of our ceremonies. Please stand as you are able for the singing of the alma mater led by Jaquanda Jackson. The words are printed on the back of your program. After the singing of the alma mater, please remain standing for the benediction.
And now, as we depart this celebration of the Millsaps College class of 2023, may those to whom God's love is a stranger find in us generous friends. And may love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, faithfulness, generosity, and self-control guide us in our pursuit of a major good life. Go in peace.
Congratulations to the class of 2023. You may toss your caps.
29.